Hello, and welcome back to Taya's YouTube channel. I haven't videotaped since Monday. I haven't done any work on the diorama since Monday. I had a lot of errands to run and a lot of other things going on yesterday. I did take possession of my new train. My new train arrived, so today I hope to set that train up, and I'm going to videotape it as it goes around the track for the first time. I'm really hoping that this time I have no disasters. Before I put the train up, I'm going to put some fencing up so that it doesn't fly off the track and onto the floor like it did the last time. I'm hoping for everything to go well. Usually it does, but we'll see. Sometimes it doesn't. I have a list of things that I really want to accomplish in the next couple of days. I have a set of stairs that I want to make. I'll show you how I do that. I have a lot of trees that have to go on the cityscape part of the diorama, and I have to design and get going on the countryside of the diorama, the farm and the ice rink and the fishing pond and so on. I'll videotape everything as I go along. I don't know how much I can get accomplished in one day. I simply don't have the stamina that I used to have, not even 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was like an Energizer bunny, and I could just get it all done at once. And although the time-lapse does make me look like an Energizer bunny, I'm not an Energizer bunny. I run out of steam fairly quickly. So we'll see what we get accomplished today. I have the trees that I'd like to put on, the fencing I'd like to put on, a set of stairs I'd like to put on, the train I'd like to get running, and the beginning of the design of the countryside. So stay tuned. Here we go. Okay, things have not been going well today, but I got my stairs done. It's still going to be a little bit of trimming, but I could not film it. Things were not going right, and I was messing up, and I was not in a good mood. So in any case, I've got these stairs done. I'll show you how I did that. All you need is styrofoam and this hot cutter. And by rights, I should be wearing a mask because it does emit quite a bit of gas. But the mask is over there and I'm over here. So I will show you. So you take some styrofoam blocks, and they should be all the same size. Let me just pick them up off the floor. And you stack them together. Put the straightest side that you can together, like so. So you have a stack of styrofoam like this. And then you'll trim them up to be the same size. Try not to force it. You have to let it gently cut. There we go. And now the other side. So you have a stack of styrofoam. They're all the same size. Now you take your pencil and each piece of styrofoam you're going to split into 2 steps. So the top step will be the narrowest across the top. So you'll make a little mark. And then halfway through the block, you make a mark that way. So, and then you just draw your staircase on the side of the styrofoam. So it looks like this. Now it looks like I've got one too many at the bottom. I won't need that one. And of course you measure this up to the side of the cliff that you want to put them on. And then you will draw a line across the top so that you have a guide as to where to start. Typically I start on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. Or should I start at the top? Typically start at the bottom, but so and it might be a good idea to do all the straight cuts down first. Oh, sorry, you can't see. Don't cut them any farther than you want. This is precision work here. You have to be really careful with this. And if you follow the guides along the side, you will end up with steps. Now, granted, I have a fair bit of experience with this cutter. And it's as simple as that. Oh, I kind of messed up on the bottom step, but you get the idea. I kind of messed up on the bottom step, but I'm not going to be using those stairs. I will be using these stairs. Now this stair is quite wide, and obviously it's not very straight. So I'm going to trim up the sides to make it a little bit narrower, but I'm also going to make it narrower at the bottom than at the top. So yeah, I think I will first draw the line where I'm going to cut. It's always good to have a guide. And it makes it look less like styrofoam and more like real stairs if it's all even. I think you can see what I'm doing. So I've given myself a guide to cut against. Wait for it to heat up. The one side looks quite squared up. Now we'll do the other side. Have to be very careful with it. It looks like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Oh, but it's not going to be like that. It's going to be like that. So it doesn't matter. Not bad. Now all I need to do is paint it, make a few marks on it maybe, and see if it fits in the diorama. Let's go have a look to see if it fits in the spot where I wanted to put it on the diorama. Okay, I've decided to make a bit of a change. Rather than painting the stairs, I decided to cobblestone the stairs to match the walkways on the diorama. So I just simply printed out a sheet of cobblestone on my printer, and I'm trimming it up into little strips and gluing the strips onto the stairs. I think it looks a little nicer. It takes away some of the imperfections of the stairs as well, and it saves me from having to actually make marks in the styrofoam and paint it accordingly. This is a little easier to do, although it's a fiddly job, but I think once it's done, it'll look nice. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about the sides yet. I can't cobblestone the sides. That would look odd. I might print out a page of just stone clip art and paste that on the sides, or I may just paint it gray. I'm not quite sure yet. But in any case, you have to have these cobblestones lined up the right way. If you actually line the cobblestones up the wrong way, it's very, very obvious. So you have to line the cobblestones up the correct way. And then slice the little pieces to match, because I had actually cut one out, but it's the wrong way. The cobblestone have to go that way instead of that way. And I am using the foam fusion glue from Hot Wire Foam Factory because it sticks to the styrofoam much better than any other glue. And if you use a hot glue gun, sometimes on a styrofoam, on small pieces like this, it would burn holes into or melt the styrofoam. And that's not what you want. So you hold it on a few seconds till it takes, and voila. Sometimes you have to trim the sides a little bit because they tend to be a little bit bigger than they should be, but that's only to the person who's extremely OCD like me. And by tracing it on the back of the paper, you get the exact measurements. Each one is slightly different. Each step is slightly different size. I quite like the look of that. Looks a little more professional than trying to paint it myself into what may or may not look like cobblestones. Now this one's going to be a little too narrow, so I have to make another one that's a little bit wider, because they start getting wider as they go up to the top. I did that on purpose. I have 3 left to do. Check each step to make sure that the paper is not higher than the step. Oh, here's a little bit. Trim the paper a little bit to bring it down to the step level. There, that works better. Doing it that way, tracing it onto the back of the paper, the step, also lets you be more precise as to how it fits, because this particular step is a little wider on this end than this end, and that's reflected in the strip that you cut when you trace it onto the back. They're not uniform sizes. Seems like an awful lot of work for just a set of stairs that you're going to throw away at the end of the season. But as you look at your diorama in weeks to come, you'll be happy you took that little extra time. Perfect. Done. So my day did not wrap up the way I'd hoped it would. I could not get that train running properly. It's a brand new train. It looks lovely, but because I have everything built up all around it, and I didn't get the train running before I had my levels put on top, I just really hesitated to try and get it to run to the back of the tunnel and through the back of the tunnel, because if it did derail or did run into problems, I would have to take everything apart to get at it, and by then the batteries would have overheated and I could have been in the same pickle as I was in the other day. So I think I'm just going to set that train up to look nice and park it. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll be running this year. I just didn't get things done in the right order. I had one problem after another, and just led to the fact that I don't think I'm going to have a running train. I may work on it and try to get it going again, but chances are I won't. I did get some fences put up. I did get some trees added to the diorama. I did build the stairs, which look really cool. And hopefully the next time we videotape, I will get a good start on that wintry countryside. Wishing you peace and blessings, and have a good evening. Goodbye.